Welcome to the Buildout. I'm Alan, and I'm going to be turning this into this. Christmas is here.
Alan, I have a feeling Pinterest is going to be very interested over this build. What do you have planned for today?
Well, I don't know about Pinterest, but I know the in-laws will be happy. They have this mirror in their house for a while. It's been in the attic because they don't like these little metal clips to hang it on the wall. So they've asked me to frame the mirror. So what I'm thinking I will do, this is the crown molding and the baseboard that's turned upside down to sort of have the double crown in their house. So this matches the molding they've got in there downstairs. I'm going to use this to frame this mirror as though it were a picture.
So this is the stuff from their house, like they have this
Yes.
on their walls.
That's exactly right. Yep, and it's pretty standard crown profile. Just went to Lowe's and got exactly these things. What I'll do is I'll use the crown molding itself to overlap the front of the mirror and overhang the edge, and then I'll use the baseboard. I don't know if this is coming through. I'll use the baseboard to space the back of the mirror to the front, give me something to attach the crown to, and give me something to attach a new backplate to. Step one here is to figure out how much of this crown molding I need to overlap the front of the mirror to hold it in place and also give me enough material to bite into through the back of this baseboard. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out where I need to make my inside corners meet on this mirror with my miters. That will give me the measurements to make the first set of miter cuts on the crown molding. So because this is crown molding and is obviously designed to go against the wall here and the ceiling here, you lay this flat as though it were framing the mirror. You can see I've got a bevel and a bevel. So what I'm going to do is make a cut right along the edge and just knock the bevels off. So now that I've cut this down to 3 inches exactly, I have better measurements to work with. It'll be 1.5 inches of overlap that I want. The mirror is 2 by 3, so I want to cut 21-inch inside edge and a 33-inch inside edge to give myself that 1.5 inch overlap all the way around the mirror. So that's our next step, is to go over to the miter saw and start making some cuts. I've completed all the miter cuts and trimming on the table saw for the crown molding, and now what we're going to do is just confirm that everything is going to A, cover these metal clips on the edge of the mirror, B, come together in a rectangle, and C, still overhang enough to allow the baseboard to have something to bite. And it looks like we're there. And obviously I'll need to lay this out more carefully, but I think it's going to look pretty good. All the miters are done on the baseboard corners as well. So we've got the backer. We'll be able to take the mirror and set this inside this frame. This baseboard frame, once it's on a level surface, it'll sit better. The baseboard frame will surround the mirror. Then the crown molding frame will sit on top of this, attached to the baseboard, and hold the mirror in. So I'll get this glued up and nailed together, and we'll wait for the glue to dry on that. Get started on the next part. So what I've run into is that I didn't want to nail the crown because it's so thin at certain spots. What we've since found is that obviously this didn't hold together. So I am going to attempt to nail it if it doesn't work, I've got wood filler and snips to be able to cut the nails. So we're gonna gamble on it. Hope this will hold together a little better. Everything's all drying, it's all nailed together. At this point, the next step is going to be to sand down the primed portion of the baseboard. The back of this is already exposed enough to where I believe glue will hold. It doesn't need to be super sturdy because we will be using some 1-inch brads to tack everything together. From the back, when we attach 1/4-inch ply to retain the mirror from the back, that's when we'll put screws through that will come all the way through into the front crown molding. So, time to sand. We've gotten everything glued together, tacked together to hold it in place, and we've got the mirror upside down laying in here. Hopefully it makes sense now what we've done. This is the back of the baseboard, and the crown molding is on top of this inset stepped in here. What we're going to do now is cut strips out of this. Is just like 1/4-inch flooring underlayment. We're going to cut some strips out of it and use this to screw into the back of the baseboard, covering the mirror. So it'll hold this mirror in the frame. And simultaneously allowing, if they decide they want to change the frame or take the mirror out and use it for something else, it'll be removable. It won't be glued in here in a way that they can't get undone. Time to make some table saw cuts. As you can see, the construction part of it is done. I've got finish work to do. I've got to fill the nail holes, fill this little bit of tear out, cover up any seams, caulk the edges, caulk the corners, that sort of thing. But other than that, it's built, ready to go. So next steps, finish work.
That looks fantastic. That looks like you did some finish work. How'd you do that?
Sure did. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Finish work basically consisted of making sure all the corners were closed up, making sure all the glue was cleaned off, and then caulking around the joints. Pulled the mirror back out, primed the inside, because anytime you frame a mirror, the glass has thickness over the silver, so you're going to see the back side of the frame. You have to paint the back as well.
Right, okay.
But then 2 coats of primer. Realized that my gloss white paint was a totally different shade of white than the trim paint in our in-laws' house. And so I got a can of, just rattle can of gloss clear coat. Clear coated it, so now you've got gloss white. It's just a super bright, thinner white. I'm pretty pleased with it.
That's fantastic. It'll look great on the wall.
Well, thank you. And Merry Christmas. Oh, we're all perfect. I mean,
Spot on.
well, here it is in its final place. Christmas is here. I think the in-laws are pretty happy. So, won some points, I hope.
That's good, buddy.
I'm thrilled with it.
hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching the build out.